Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 2B2T. We're here with 558 people in the palace. We're going to be building a room today. Which room? I don't know. Just a second. We need to adjust. There we go. Hopefully there wasn't too much noise. Adjusted the mic. Let's go up another floor. All right. Well, that worked. There's a hole in the floor. Right there. Whee! All right. We are going to work on this. So this room here is going to take us out into some garden areas. So I've got some supplies. Been trying to think. I've still got the carpet laid out here. Whether or not this is where we will put this carpet, halls, stuff, that could change. Whoops, wrong block. I wanted to put the shulkers here. And let's get a crafting table crafted, because we'll probably need to craft some stuff, you know. Oh, he's got to craft some stuff. All right. So, I was thinking it could be coolios. Where is it? It could be coolios to do a white style room for this garden atrium type thing, right? We gotta figure out the floor too. Do we want? So the question is, if I was to do this, would that look okay for a floor? I think it would, right? And then too bad there isn't chiseled wood. On one of my servers in the past, long time ago, I modded it and did whatchamacallits, my own texture packs and stuff, as well as added blocks. One of the things I did was to take wood slabs and, just like you do the stone slabs, combine them so they would make a textured thing. I must have put my axe away. I thought I had my axe with me, but I know where it's at. I need it. It is down in the basement in a chest. Very descriptive, right? It's right here. In this one. Told ya. Aha! Now we just gotta get back up there. Up we go! Ow, 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 ow. Don't do that. The auto log will log us if we damage ourselves too much. decided to try, I haven't really used it, but do the auto log if I get below a certain level. Simply because if I AFK at some farms, like I AFK'd my resin farm last night, right? Went to bed, everything. I forgot to turn on auto eat, so I starved to death and died. Quite embarrassing, to say the least. Anyways, don't do that. You know, if you're gonna... Okay. It must have been a server delay. So I was thinking this could look really cool for this, don't you hate it when you got a beacon with haste on and, you know... This actually looks really cool. I might be using this in a different design somewhere else as well, because that looks really good with the tuft and the white oak like that. That just looks really nice. Don't you agree? Look at those two little columns right there. Yeah, that... I like that. That looks good. Alright, so, we've got some work to do. Definitely. But we have a design plan for that room. I've been trying to see if anybody has a lot of tuft and a lot of deep slate. Nobody ever has it in high quantities. Come on, server. What's up? I know some of it's my internet. The provider was supposed to come today and fix, but they didn't. I got the pass for them to enter the building, the work permit, all of that, and then they don't show up. Don't you hate that? Yeah. I definitely hate it. No fun. Because now I'll have to get another work permit for whenever they decide to come. They won't come tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, so, you know, I'm out of luck. I'll have to figure out the ceiling, obviously. This looks really good. I spent an hour AFK at the new clay farm that I built. It filled 3 dubs of clay in the hour. I mean, I'm happy with that. Clay balls, you know. I still have to build the other part. I know that video just came out earlier than this one, right, a few days ago. So I still have to build the rest of it so it'll smelt it, start turning it into bricks and make brick production. Yeah, I like that. That just looks good. Sometimes you just got the creative juice and you can be creative. And an idea is successful. I got all this white oak and dark oak, and I decided, why not try to use it somewhere? Alright, now here's what I have to decide. I don't think there's going to be a hall here. What I think I'm going to do... Here, we can do that later. What I think I'm going to do is right here... I'm going to do this... This will finish up the room there. Come over here, we're going to do the same thing. Okay. Go ahead and get it polished. Whoops, that one's too far down. Put that there. Where's our 2 extras? There we go. Do we ever remember anything else? Not yet. Okay. So let's make room so we can pick up the carpet at least. It doesn't despawn. All right. Come here, carpet. You too. Okay. So what I'm thinking is that on this side here, we'll just put a double door right here. So there's the door frame, or the door's gonna come in here. I need to figure out the middle part. We need to replace this carpet with these. Let's get that in there. Just put these for now. I'll have to go downstairs and get one of my light kits so I can put in lights in here. Alright, so I think that looks good. We need a ceiling design, and obviously we got to do the floor. So what I'm trying to decide is, do I want a pattern on the floor? So like if I cut this out, and then I cut this out, what would look good for a pattern? I could do this, and then I can do these squares throughout the room, right? That actually looks, that's actually not bad. I kind of like that. So that's what we're going to do. We'll have to go down and get more tuff because we're not going to have enough tuff for this. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. And it you know, this room's going to have a really nice design over here. Okay. This kind of gets thrown off a little bit because of this. Sorry. Do that. Okay. All right. Let me work on this a little bit. Get the rest of these pillars. Figure out a floor design. Or, I mean, we know the floor design, but I mean, figure out the ceiling design. That's what I was going to say. And then I can, excuse me. Then I can decide what else we need to fix up the walls and panels and stuff. Too bad we don't have the shelf blocks yet, but we don't. Alright, we'll be right back. Alrighty, reporting in. So we've come up with a couple design elements that we are currently adding. First, we're adding this little siding just to cover the bottom of this and accent the windows area. I think that looks really, really good. So we're just going around and doing that. And as you can see, we've got the floor done all the way out. So that is taken care of. And then I figured, well, first of all, I'm working on the lighting. I'm not sure I like this. I like the blue. I don't know about that part. I don't know if I want to maybe move them on the inside to here next to the windows, because it's like if I add that there, then this one would be next to the windows, you know. So I got to decide that and what to do with these areas and these walls here. But I was thinking out here, because this is going to be like a way to come out. I was thinking, well, what if we put in moss out here in amongst just a nice mud brick path. And then we can create little spaces to sit. We can come on, mouse, cooperate with me. We can put in some little azalea bushes in places like that. I gotta finish this column. We can put in some hanging vines maybe in a couple spots. I'd have to figure out how to do that. And then we've got, like, we can do like a hedge edge over here, and then create little tidbits and stuff. So I thought that would look good out here to kind of tie it all in and make it look nice. For this little garden like deck, the white room, I'm not sure what to call it actually. It's not an atrium. That's one up, where we have an atrium and we're gonna have all kinds of stuff. But I want this to be like a nice place, a nice area that, you know, your ladies can go and hang out, and then there's this interior room space that'll be mostly open that could host little soirees, you know, that type of stuff. I need to put a couple torches in here temporarily just to make sure mobs don't spawn. But I think this would look really good, right? This is looking good. I seem to have bottles and stuff in the way on my desk. Why, oh why, oh why? I don't know. I had left this open. I gotta close this out too. So we'll need to work on that and figure out what we're gonna do there. But I think this will look really, really good for this whole area. Definitely gives it a nice little vibe. Sitting over here above the Melody Princess. I mean, there is one more deck above her, down below. That hall there, which we'll be doing another video of here shortly, as we put together more designs. we finish up our palace more and more, you know? I mean, that's really the goal here, is we're just trying to get to a point to where we can say that the palace area is completely done. I mean, we'll always be expanding and everything, of course, but adding little things on and stuff like that. There's tons of room, but then we've got that build to start. I'm not dreading it or anything like that. I've been trying to accumulate some materials so that when I start, I can just really go to town on it. I think we're gonna replace those because we won't need them right here in this area. Yeah, there's none here. We can replace this too. Whoops. There we go. Popping out blocks when we don't want to. There we go. In fact, over here, I'm just gonna do like that. And this one, we'll have to go down and get more pale moss. Yeah, definitely I think I'm gonna be putting a hedge type edging here. This will look good. Whoops. Good thing I've got Sit Touch. I can get those back. I've got more downstairs, so we've got entire trees that we're growing, so not a problem. All right, so I gotta go get some more stuff and whatnot. And I have to decide the lighting. I think I am gonna do this. I just don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of it yet. I could do 2 right there. That'd be okay. But then I've got to figure out how do I want to cover up those pillars. And I've got to do this side too. So, all right. So let me work on figuring out the lighting. Obviously have to do some like chandelier type things maybe in the center. I think that'll look good. And I got to get the ceiling. So we'll be right back. All right. We're done. Wow. What a headache. Only because we had to figure out the lighting because of the mobs. Anyways, here we are. I think this is going to be the Starlight Room or something like that. I'm not sure what we'll label it, but there's our wall design. This side is a little... I mean, the center is good. It's nice, looks good, but, you know, we've got this kind of oddball thing over here and oddball thing over there just because of, well, unfortunately because of the design. I could make that look like this, and then the only odd thing is that white strip, which I could replace. If I was to do this, it does look much better, except for this corner because of that. You know, I mean, but what we can do, what can I do, right? Same thing over here. I could do the same thing. It's just that this is a little odd because of the hall, because I'd have to move the door here, which, you know, I mean, that would be okay. And I might do that just so it looks better. Anyways, yeah, the lighting was tricky. There's a lot more lights than I wanted to put in here. It looks good, though. I've got all bright off so that we can kind of see what it looks like. I do not like this or that. It looks terrible. The outside, we've got some nice little benches, flowers, lighting. I put these vines here to create some extra lighting. I think it looks really good. Some more benches. But we have a nice little outside balcony park. I forgot the rest of this. We're not done. There is a wall supposed to be here. We don't want our guests falling off. Right? I mean, climbing over the bushes and then hopping up here to look over the edge. That would be terrible of us if we didn't put a wall here that they can probably climb over anyways. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I do not like that, or that. So I'm probably going to redo it. I think I'm going to redo this side here. Because I just don't. It looks wrong. I mean, unfortunately, we've got this stairwell thing that's kind of in the way that we designed. I mean, like I've said this before, I didn't plan. I hardly ever plan. I didn't plan this out like I should have. You know, and that's the problem. Because if I had planned it out, I could have made the rooms, you know, fit really well. But it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You know, we make do. It makes it look it makes it unique, right? So I can't complain about that. This is a little tricky because then I'm going to have to figure out this hall and this wall right here, but that's okay. I'd rather have the hallway look weird than in here look weird. Because this is... There I go again. You know, this is supposed to be a special type room. You know, where you do your little soirees, set up some tables, some chairs, you know, have a violinist and a flutist maybe in the corner, and, you know, I mean, right? I have no idea what I'm talking about. I've never attended things like that. Closest I attended ever would have been a piano concert from the pianist David Lantz. He's, I would say more, well, at the time, this was in the 90s. Geez, long ago. It was new age music is what it was classified as. You know, but he was a pianist, and so it was all piano. And I was playing the piano at the time, learning how to play the piano, I should say. And so, see, that looks better, right? It just looks better already. Just by doing that. Made a big difference. I am happy. If only there were some all glass style doors. That would be cool. Because then I could put a glass type door here. Yeah, this just makes it look concert going on next door. Well, not a concert. It's probably a company Christmas party or something. There's a sports venue hall next door down below from the apartment, and then there's several other things. There's like clubs and stuff like that nearby. Not night clubs, but little bar clubs and stuff, and restos. Well, that's what it is in the Philippines, restos, but restaurants that stay open all night, and after work you go drink and stuff like that, because unlike in the US, there's places here where you can drink 24 hours. Go in, and the resto will be open, and you can get off work, like if you're a call center agent and you're getting off at 4 a.m. you can go, and that's the end of your day. That's like your night, and so you can go have drinks and stuff. I'm not much of a drinker, but and have sisig, which is basically a spicy a dish. Mainly, it can be made of all kinds of stuff. The classic would be chicken intestines and pork bits, little bits of the ear, and intestines and other things. And I know for you US people, you're, oh, terrible, how could you say such things or eat such things? But it's a normal thing. Actually tastes great. It's awesome. Even the little, I can't remember the local name of it, but they'll take chicken intestines and then they'll put them on a skewer, and then barbecue them over a flame really quick, and put some salt, pepper on them. Sometimes, hot sauce or, some spices. That's really good too. It really is. Don't knock it till you try it, is what you say. Anyways, there. That looks much better. I know I don't got doors on the outside, and that's fine. But here we go, the Twilight Hall. That's what it's going to be called, the Twilight Hall. I like it. It turned out very well. We have another room done in the palace. All right, well, thank you for joining, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode where we continue to build stuff and do things. Take care.